Hello, BNI family. This is Gladys Monroy Boutwell with Insurance by Design, bringing you today's BNI Education Moment. We're going to be talking a little bit about mindset and attitude along with the Oz principle. If you happen to be part of CORE and you missed last month's book, it was the Oz principle. Go back and read that book. It is amazing. But today we're going to be a little bit on mindset and attitude and how that translates into our goals. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to ask you a few questions. So think about them. First of all, why did you join BNI? So think about it for a moment. Why did you join? I will share with you. Back in 2021, I was looking back at 2020 and what I had set as my business plan and my goals for the year. And of course, 2020 happened. So in 2021, in January, I looked at how and who did I get my referral or my clients from? And they happened to be 100% from referrals. And these referrals were partnerships I had built over the years of relationships. So I thought, oh, wow, who can I connect with that would be my center of influence? And a week later, somebody called me and said, hey, I know you've said no to BNI before, but here's an opportunity. We are in 100% online chapter. And I said, you know what? This is exactly what I was talking about. And so I attended, and guess what? I joined. And so here we are 2 years later. Very happy to say I'm with BNI. And that's the reason, because I saw the power of BNI and building those relationships and referral partnerships. So the next question to ask is, what do you expect to gain from now until the end of the year from your BNI chapter or BNI as a whole? What do you want? Do you want one new client? Do you want to increase your subscribers to your YouTube channel? Do you need a connection with this one particular business? I will tell you, I was part of the One Thing goal setting workshop this couple of weeks ago. And one of the ladies said, I have a friend that was supposed to be here, but she is now in the hospital. We were supposed to go see Reba in concert, but we were unable to because she's now in the hospital. And she asked, who do you know that knows Reba? And with all the people in the room, for the next day and a half, they actually talked about who might know Reba. And that is something that they wanted. They were expecting to be able to reach that goal, to meet somebody that knew somebody that could connect her friend with Reba. Now, you never know, that could happen. And I'm sure at some point we'll hear more about that in the group. But what are you expecting to get? The next thing is, what is your mindset and attitude about what you want to get or why you join BNI? That's one to really think about. Truly, if you have to pause this to think through that, I suggest you do, because it's all about mindset and all about attitude. Next is, what is your goal? So this goes into what you expect, but truly, what's the goal? Remember, if you watched the video on SMART goals, that's where a goal is. It's not what you just want to gain, but you have something that's very specific. It's measurable, it's attainable, it's related to your business, and it is time bound. So think about your goal. And then, how will you get there? Got to have action steps. Here's your goal, and what are the things you need to do to get there? So next is Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill said in the book, tell the world what you intend to do, but first show it. Essentially, this is the equivalent of saying deeds and not words are what count the most. The show me state. Think about that. How can you show that what your goal is by your deeds? So this is going to come all into play. So stay with me here. We have, this is part of the Carnegie Triangle of skill, knowledge, and attitude. And what was found out is that skill and knowledge is 15% of the whole. Truly, 85% is tied to attitude. And our attitude comes out because of our mindset. That's why I asked, what is your mindset and your attitude? How are we looking at things? And how is that shaping how we act? Because based on our attitude and mindset, that is going to dictate how we act and how we see things, perceive them, and do things. So here's a sample performance. Of course, if you're watching this, you are probably part of a BNI chapter. So when you look at your power of one and your traffic lights, what does yours personally look like? And what does your chapter's traffic lights look like? Are you in the green, in the yellow, in the red, or the gray? Are you proud of where you're at? Where's your attendance? Here we have at 198%, 20 points gotten for that month, but yet the person that was there for 90% only got 15, and this person with 71% got no points. Wow, that's a lot of absences. Your referrals per week. Are you sending referrals per week? Anything above 1, guess what? You're going to get 20 points. This one is less than 1. There's 10. This one's a half. So 10. This one's more than half, 3/4, so 15. But yet these that are lower are getting 5 or 0 points. Visitors per week. All right, technically, we need to correct that. That is visitors. Well, yes, it is visitors per week. The power of one says 1 visitor per month. Therefore, 0.25 visitors are considered for that week 20 points. The ones that have less than that 1/4 are going to get less points. The one-to-ones. Are you doing one-to-ones? And on average, how many do you have? Wow, look, this person has 3.33 on average. This, one-to-ones. That is awesome. Yet here we have these down here that aren't doing one-to-ones. And then your CEUs, as a reminder, watching this video is giving you CEUs. So, wow, listen, watch more of those videos. So if you have more than 1, you're going to get 20 points. Less than 1, you're going to be 15, 10, or no points. So what is your attitude and your mindset when it comes to your traffic lights and your power of 1? Truly think about it, and how can you change that? How is that attitude and mindset causing you to miss out on making money? Because you're with BNI and doing the things that are BNI related are your marketing. That's what's going to help you move forward. That's what's going to help you build your business. So what is your attitude and your mindset about BNI, your chapter, and your traffic lights power of 1? Think about that one. So here is the Oz principle. Again, going back to the Oz principle in the book, it is kind of quirky, corny, but it makes great points. The whole purpose is to, if you see it, you own it, you solve it, and you do it. One thing when I had when I had my teams in California and Texas, it was, they could never say, it is not my job. If something came to their desk or to the department, they saw it, they owned it, and it didn't necessarily mean that they solved it, because sometimes they didn't have the ability to solve it. But guess what? They did do it by taking it to whom needed to fix it and still got it solved. So they did it. It was this positive attitude. When we are there, there's always that iceberg effect of what we see and what we don't see. So it's above the line, below the line. So with the Oz principle, when we are looking below the line, we are finding problems in everything that's going on. There is blaming others, making excuses like, oh, well, so-and-so missed their one-to-one, and oh, well, I forgot, or that's the excuses is more, oh, well, I got interrupted. Negative is like, oh, I don't like listening to the BNI podcast. The denial is like, oh, we needed to do that. I didn't remember. Oops, I forgot. Scarcity is, well, if I send a referral, then I don't get it. It's there's a win-lose. It's not a win-win attitude. It is that ability, that mindset of, in order for me to win, you have to lose. And if you're winning, I'm losing. So that's not a great attitude to have, because that's all about problems. It's about failure. It's not about being uplifting. It's when something can go wrong, it will. It's that type of attitude. It's the tell me what to do. It's covering my tail. It's let's wait and see. Things will get better. It's okay. It's okay. And no, that's not what we want. And part of this bottom of the line is the accountability. When people see accountability as a problem, they see it as, if I do something wrong, I'm going to get in trouble. It's always about the problem, not about how can I learn from this, or what can I do, or how can I get feedback. It is being seen as a negative, and that's not what we want. We want to be above the line, being that positive and proactive. What's going on, and how can we be proactive and fix it? Taking responsibility, ownership, having a vision. Oh my goodness, can we figure this out? What can we make of it? And how can we make it excellent? Having solutions. That's what this all comes about. It's not about being a victim, but about being victorious. And this slide, I will have to thank with the BNI talks, how mindset and attitude affect everything. Watch that podcast. It's actually on YouTube. Watch that YouTube video. It is awesome. Sean did an amazing job with this. And yes, I did take this. So thank you very much, Sean. I appreciate you. Big hugs. Yes, I do have props. I do use them. So how are we looking at things? How are we seeing it? And that's asking for feedback. We're accepting reality. We're having the courage. So it goes back to the Oz principle, where it has the lion and the Tin Man and Dorothy in there, and the scarecrow. But it's having the courage to accept the reality, to accept the feedback, to ask for the feedback, and to hear the hard things. That truly means not getting butthurt when we're being called out on something. And that is hard, to be called out. It's like, whoa, but we have to look at it as having the courage to say, okay, I own it. I screwed up, my apologies, mea culpa. Now, how do I solve it? Now that I own it, is that I am tying it back to my actions are the results of the result of what I'm getting. So what I did is causing me to have bad results or good results. Am I doing the BNI things? Am I doing the power of one things? Am I having the one-to-ones, building the relationships? Am I attending every meeting, or having a sub if we can't make it? Are we inviting visitors to help build everybody and make connections? Are we getting to know our fellow members, and are we learning? Are we growing? Own it, take that responsibility and commit to it. Just do it, commit to it, and saying, I am accountable and I am a part of this problem or of this solution. And then measure progress. How are you doing against it? What is the one little thing you can do? It doesn't take a lot to move that needle forward. Just one thing every day. Because when you go to the gym every day, you're going to see results. But if you go to the gym for 3 hours one day in a year, are you really going to see results? Probably not. Well, what you're going to see is a lot of hurt and a lot of sore muscles that after about a week of not being able to walk, you'll be able to walk again, but it's not going to make a difference in your health. But if you go every day, if you do one thing, if you go out for a walk, you go out for a run, you play a sport, you go to the gym, all those things every day make a difference in your health. So then the next question is, what are your goals? What are you striving to achieve? And then the next question is, how do we get there? Wow, because yes, you can have that goal out there, but if you're not doing the steps, then how are you going to get there? But in this case, it's together. And if you've noticed, I do have a music theme because I was in orchestra for many years. I'm trying to play the violin again. But when you have an orchestra, it is absolutely amazing the sound that comes together. When you just play the violin by yourself, it sounds all right. And some people can, amazing on the violin or the cello or whatever instrument they play, but bring them together. It is like, wow. I love listening to Yellowstone being played with the orchestra and seeing the conductor, Tyler, just with such passion because they are doing it together. They are working with each other. They are following the conductor. They are following the vision, and they are just passionate. When you watch the video of the Yellowstone being played with the orchestra, you see that passion into their instrument, into the way they play the cello and the violin, and then the Tyler, the conductor, the way he just is guiding and conducting, and then just like boom, it's amazing. So now that we know what are our goals, how can we get there? We need it together. If we have to come together with it, is now what can we bring as a challenge? And this is a challenge because it's going to take effort, but we own it. Remember, we own it, and we're going to come back, up with solutions and excellence. So there's 3 things I want you to do every day from now until December 31st. The first one is every day, and I do mean every day, take 5 to 10 minutes and think about who can I connect or who can I refer to. And it doesn't have to be something that is, I personally am going to buy from this person, or I'm going to use their service. It can be, so-and-so needs an attorney in South America. Oh, who do I know? Hey, so-and-so, let me connect you with this attorney. I don't know if it's going to work out, but let me do a virtual introduction so that you can connect and figure out, can they be of service to you? Is it going to be a connection? Well, it's connection, but is it going to be a sale? Maybe, maybe not. It could be that person needs an attorney for another reason. And we're connecting them 5 to 10 minutes a day. If you tell me that when you're brushing your teeth, you can't think about that while you're brushing your teeth, or before you fall asleep, or while you're driving, or having the cup of coffee, 5 to 10 minutes a day, every day from now until December 31st. Because by doing this one thing, it is going to help the chapter overall, and it's going to propel you for next year. Wouldn't you love to be ready for next year? Absolutely. Why not? Number 2, the power of 1. And this is something we should be doing. And it is your 1 meeting, your 1 referral, your 1 one-to-one, your 1 CU per week, and then your 1 visitor per month. Can you do that this next month? I think you can. And then number 3, how can you help? Going back to the BNI Givers Game, where can you volunteer? You might say, I don't want to take a leadership role. That's again the no. I'm not doing this. How can you volunteer? How can it help you? How can it help your business? How can it help you grow? How can it help you get out there? You never know with what you're doing, how it's going to help you. So take on this challenge. Are you with me? This has been Gladys Monroy Boutwell, Insurance by Design, with this BNI moment. You can find me at enrollnoworegon.com to get on my calendar, or email me. How can I help? I'm here. Whatever I can do to help you, I'm here. Have a good rest of your day, y'all. Bye.